Hey, this is Gene. I thought that was horrible from us. We looked somewhat good the first 13 minutes when we scored 2 goals, but they were good shots, decent build up play, good passes, and good scores. After that, we played absolute shit. I thought that Garnacho was the worst player on the pitch. Clearly, he got yelled at halftime because he was not passing the ball at all. And then when he did, he was almost hesitant how to do it. It's worrying team. The team that we played, they after they scored the second goal, I mean, they for a while there they played some decent football, but this game should have never been. The game should have been 5-6 nothing in the first half. Um, that's our best team, probably out there. Uh, but Garnacho can't play that way all the fucking time. He can't just decide he's just gonna. He's not Ronaldo, okay? Even Ronaldo had to pass the ball. He would send it to Rooney and stuff. If I'm Hoyland, the only time he gets any goals is when against the last game he took it off of Marcus's foot because nobody gave it to him to shoot it, and then today he did the same thing again. Shit came out and he had to do it on his own. Nobody has given the ball where it needs to be. And I mean, he was before he scored that goal, he was yelling at Garnacho. I mean, this is just crazy that he doesn't get the service that he deserves. Um, so I went through the player ratings and I gave Garnacho a 1. That's the worst I've ever seen him play. Guys were taking balls off his feet. The defenders, these guys are in the champ.
Game of football, and embarrassing is probably the word for Manchester
Yeah,
United.
Mark is coming on talking about embarrassed. He's right. It is because Garnacho is trying to go past a Division Two player, and he can't. And the only time that we had any chances when they were pressing us and allowed us to get behind them, and that's how we got our first 2 goals. Once they stopped doing that, we looked absolute shit. And I don't know what's going on in training. The fact is, we cannot put together good passes, 2 or 3 in a row. We can't do it. And Bruno was horrible as well. He had a nice goal early on, but he was missing passes again. Um, I'm probably the most critical person on Bruno because he's our captain, and I know what he has. And there's so many times he makes passes that are just shit. Now he does make a lot of good passes that opens up the defense, and we get chances to score. But he just we're lucky, and for them, I think for Newport, I think that they should have got a draw and then played against us at Old Trafford. I think they deserved that. They didn't do anything the first 35 minutes. They had a deflected goal. I think it probably might have gone in anyway. But it's they deserve probably to get a rematch at Old Trafford, which we probably would have scored 6 or 7 goals in that game. But it's worrying in this team. It really is. Um, Garnacho cannot get by a team or a person at that level. He won't pass the ball. I don't have really a problem the first time when he hit the crossbar. Okay, but after that he can continually do it. He was not passing the ball, and clearly, like I said, he got yelled at half line, and then we give a goal up in the first 3 or 4 minutes of the second half, and both of their goals were probably I don't they probably deserved 1 goal, but yeah, and some iteration of this team has beaten people like Leicester or Middlesbrough. This is Manchester United. When you're up 2-0 after 13 minutes, and you're basically they're not doing anything, and the crowd is done, and we've had 3 or 4 or 5 really good chances to put the game away, and we don't do it. I should be happy that we won, but I'm not because what I'm seeing, it's not good enough. It's just not. This was our best team that we could actually put out there, and the fact that they can't string together passes is so concerning to me. Um, it's almost like they're rusty. When people sit there and say it didn't mean anything that they lost to Burnley, just a fitness game, and they lost to them, and I'm like, who was our back four in that game? I'm not saying our back four played well, but Martinez was the ball came off of him and went in the goal, and same thing happened with Varane. So, uh, I guess it's. Oh, my wife is sending me stuff. Um, so anyway, we move on, and either we're going to see Bristol City or Forest. It'll be on the road. We could beat both those teams. So, but we're not going to be able. We're not going to be able to beat Liverpool. We're not going to be able to play Man City. We're not going to be able to shout Chelsea if he gets through. We're just not going to do that when we get into the other parts of the FA Cup until we get our act together. And people are going to say, Gene, it's just them, and we played down to them. That we once we got up 2-0, that we stopped. It's just if this was an an aberration, I'd be okay with it. But this happens all the time with this team. In the Champions League, we're up 2 or 3-0 at home, and we end up losing or get packed back for a draw. So anyway, that's my thoughts on it. Let me go through the ratings of the starters. I'll say that Garnacho was a 1, the worst I've ever seen him play. It's not even close. I think he thought he was going to run. Ever since he talked to Speed, said he was going to go out and get 2 goals, he's played like shit. Stop going social media, Garnacho. Stop talking these motherfuckers. Speed has no idea what soccer's all about. Don't talk to people like this. You don't need to do it. You play at Manchester United, the biggest club in the world almost. So don't do this shit. Hoyland, what can you? He's a 6 or 7 for me. He never got the ball, and then even then he would still try to pass it to people. He tries to show the other guys that are up there with him to how to pass the ball, but they don't. They don't, and they have got to learn from this kid to pass the ball when it's open. Uh, Anthony, probably 4. He got a goal, but he could have had 3 or 4. He had guys open to pass to, didn't do it. I like the way he gets back and still defends and all that stuff, so I give him a 4. But this is not the guy that should be on that side for Manchester United. He's not good enough. Unless things change around and then we can use his skill. He had one nice thing when he kept the ball in and had a chance we got a goal there, but Bruno could have 4 or 5 goals a day and he missed. He got 1. The midfield, Casemiro, probably 5 or 6. He's just coming back, and it takes him forever to come back to his normal line. But he did certain things. He could have had 2 or 3 yellow cards. He had 1. So that's something we have to deal with. He's always going to be a threat to being red carded. Manu, Sketty, probably 6 or 7. Might be the man of the match. Probably is overall. Who else is in the midfield? Oh, Bruno, probably a 4. He got a goal. He did try to move things around, but he had 3 or 4 shots that he was by himself from about 8 to 12 yards out, and he misses it. He put it right on the goal instead of getting around or whatever. He should have had a hat trick today. The back 4, I think Shaw played okay. When he actually was going up and doing the layoff, he did pretty well. He hit the post that led to the goal that made it 3-2. I gave a 6. Martinez, fine. Can't really blame him for the first goal. Probably a 5, 6. Same with Varane. Delo probably 6.5. He was always involved. But personally, I don't like the inverted way we play with our fullbacks. I don't like it. I don't like having all that people in the midfield. I think that we need to be wide and use our wingers. We have inverted forwards, and we had inverted quarter fullbacks. I don't like that, but that's just me. I understand what that is because you've got less chance to score from way out here, but I don't like it. It looks off to me, but I'm an old dude, so who knows? Well, we move on. The best thing next, I think we play Wolves next. If we play like that today, we're gonna get blown out by them. This is very we won 4-2. It is embarrassing, like Mark is saying right now. I don't know what's next. I mean, the golden child got disciplined, so let's see what happens with that. Maybe that changed things. Again, like I said, we had 2 nice goals. Again, they're pushing everything up and allowing us to get behind them. We take 2 or 3 passes, we're in. And then after that, we stop using that. We want to shoot all the fucking time. And it should have been 4 or 5 with about 30 minutes left, and then you can bring all the other people on. I mean, Amon didn't come in. Palestra didn't come in. I don't understand that either. So that's a different video. I just we won. We move on, and we'll see what happens against Wolves. Thank you for watching, and I'll upload this, and you guys can tell me what you think. And you guys have a good day. Bye. Maybe if I get out of here.